What's up, guys? It's Mark Russell, CEO, Clarity Market, ISA certified arborist, licensed insurance adjuster. And today we're going to talk about a few jobs and make the argument for why hourly rates on emergency tree work is better, and also kind of compare a couple jobs that I think should be looked at. And just kind of get, like, the reason we name this clarity is because there's a lot of darkness, a lot of obscurity. Darkness kind of indicates that there's motivation behind it. I don't know if that's the case. When you become an adjuster, you don't automatically understand how big these trees are, how much it costs to run a crane, how much it costs to buy it, store it, maintain it, staff, qualified workers to be available on the fly to go out and operate that crane at a moment's notice. All of that stuff is like, I wouldn't expect an adjuster to understand that. And so the reason I even bring that up is there has been up to this point a sentiment, or almost something accepted that, oh, just get estimates. Well, estimates aren't okay when it comes to the emergency room. In fact, let me just show you something real quick. We're going to kind of minimize this. We're going to talk about the Notice Act. If I can figure out how to minimize this. The Notice Act. Okay, I asked ChatGPT, which is one of my favorite things these days. And that would be, let's look at the Notice Act. Let's see here. It was basically, the Notice Act was in 2015, that effectively when someone goes to the hospital, they are going to have to, the hospital has to give them machine readable code so that they understand what they're getting into. Okay. Why is that? Because before, the hospital would be just like, sign here, and then and it would be like carte blanche. We're going to bill you for whatever we do. And then in 2015, the feds were like, wait, just a second. At least the patients need to have some amount of clarity into what the market price is, etc. There's not always time to stop, but the consumer needs to know what they're getting involved with. And that is the spirit behind clarity. By the way, guys, before we get too far into this, I need to do that right there. This is entertainment purposes only. This is not legal advice. So consult an attorney, and I'm not adjusting a claim. Every single policy is different. So now that I got that out of the way. So here, I just want to point out a couple claims that I have that I've been struggling with, and these are even open claims. But I figured I'd bring them up because it's very, oops, I shot this one a second ago. Okay. It's various, and then someone called me. An argument for hourly invoicing on emergency tree work. So this is a State Farm claim. When we got there, the client came out. I was sitting right there, okay, standing on the back of the crane. I was connecting hold on just a second, the Mechanil saw head. I knew I was going to need it on this to tear this tree apart. And as I was connecting it, in case you guys don't know what a Mechanil saw head is, oh gosh, do I not have a photo of it? That'd be crazy if I didn't have a photo of my saw head. Oh, it's right there. It's that thing. It's this thing right here. Sucker's expensive. Anyway, it allows me to reach up and grab and make a cut on the end of the crane. Okay, so I'm connecting it, and the client comes over to me, and he's like, Mark, I have this itty-bitty little Ohio buckeye tree, and it's planted in memory of my dad. And when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, guys, you got to just check this out. This is from the perspective of that tree. So you can kind of just get how ominous this other tree was hanging. I mean, this little thing was a twig. Why do I say that? The question is, should that homeowner be forced to take that down? And we would all say, no, that's his property. That's the plant for his dad. This is a valid claim. It caused damage. It hit the qualification for a loss. And so it was a named peril. It caused damage. So then there's the loss. So then it's covered. So should he be required to take it down? No. At first, State Farm offered, I think, $6,000. We said, no, we're not going to take it. They came back 90 days later, full value. I think this one was $23,000. Okay? Like a 6 or 7 hour job, something like that. Or a 6-hour job. That's my pricing. Anybody else can price however they want. That's my pricing. Next job. Friend of mine, actually, his dad had a situation, and this stinking tree was a biggie. And I mean a big whale of a tree. Okay? And no one could get there. He had a bunch of people try to figure out how to get. And the reason was this job, the stinking driveway was so steep. People were talking about setting up 300 or 50-ton cranes from up here, because from this driveway you could not get down and turned around. Well, the tree machine got that done, and the adjuster on this claim was part of this claim and said, yeah, I don't know exactly who it was, whether he approved it or one of his managers did. This thing, I think, was $21,000. 21, 23, I'm not clear on it. But it was like a 6-hour job again. Now, here's the thing I'm not going to call it infuriating, but we don't bill on spectacle, okay? We bill on hourly. Why? Because in the same way that a hospital has line items for each one, machine readable, if we deploy this piece of medicine, this is how much it costs. If we do this service, this is how much it costs. It's just sort of that's what we have, 35 line items, which is not a lot. It's all hourly based with Clarity Market. And the reason is this, guys. Here's the thing that's very frustrating. This next job is the same adjuster right now on this job, okay, that we had on this other job. Same adjuster with State Farm, okay? And this adjuster is coming in. This thing's north of 40. We were there for a long, stinking time. And let me just say this. This is what I want to get at here. An hour is an hour is an hour. That's why Clarity Market should be, like, hourly rates should be the standard. I'm going to say Clarity Market should be hourly rates. And I hope you guys appreciate that, right? I mean, we do have the pending patent on the geofence to be able to accurately measure as the market goes up and down. But the point is hourly rate should be the standard. Why? Because, listen, the crazy thing is, I never bid that other job. My friend's dad signed it, and we came in and did it. And there were other guys, we came in at 26. I think he had other guys that were way higher than we were. Had they brought in a 300 ton or a 300 to 500 ton, that stinking job would have been $50,000-$60,000. We got it done for $26,000. But then the other job, this is the thing that's just so crazy, is that how can an adjuster who was on this other job make an argument that this set of gear with these men was appropriate during this job? Like, an hourly rate for each one of these situations here was appropriate. But then, like, a couple weeks later, the exact same set of men for this job. I mean, guys, this job was just huge. This tree, let me see where it is. This tree was so stinking thick. That's 6 foot thick right there, man. That is like, we pulled 2 solid, chuck to the rim full trucks of, like, grapple truck, 100 cubic yards of big unchippable wood came off this job site. That's 100,000 pounds, man. That is 100,000 pounds with one tree. Yeah, it's 40 G's. That's what it costs to respond quickly. And I've got 85 claims paid in full from State Farm. Them saying, and here's the thing that's even more crazy about this. Look at this as far as, I've got 85 claims paid in full. Let's see how many people that entails. At minimum, it's 85 homeowners who've said, yep, we think these rates are reasonable. Plus me, that's 86. Plus 85 other adjusters, right? So that's, let's see, 85 plus 85 is 160, 170. Plus me, 171. Now, if you even said half of those jobs at State Farm went to managers on the 85, you would throw another whatever it is. We were at 170 plus another 42 is going to be 212 people on those 85 claims that have been involved with it have said these are reasonable, just roughly. But even if you take the managers out, it's 171 times. And of those 171 times, one time, that adjuster who said it before, these hourly rates are reasonable, all of a sudden goes to the next claim and says, I'm sorry, not only was the last time that I said that this was reasonable, it's not reasonable on this new claim, but the 170 other people who have all raised their hand and said this is reasonable cost incurred, they're wrong and I'm right now, even though last time I said I was right. That's my point. The point is that we've got to get subjectivity out of the equation. And I even had a manager call me on this actual claim. And he was like, Mark, come on, man. There's just no way. You know, this was not a $40,000 tree. And I'm like, no offense, but I don't know. I know what it costs to run my crane. I know what it costs to stay profitable. I know what it costs to be that guy who can show up at 7:45 when they call me at 11:45 at night. And I am there with $1.5 or $1.75 million worth of gear and 6 men to take care of your property. You know, and so when he comes back subjectively saying, oh, no, we're talking about hard objective facts. And that's why, that's no offense. I mean, like the problem is he's used to subjectivity. And that's what we're trying to get rid of with Clarity Market. So that's kind of it. I just wanted to make this just a little illustration on one claim, 3 claims from State Farm that has felt some amount of subjectivity from a manager and like a weirdness between an adjuster on 2 separate claims. And I just can't make heads or tails of it because it's the same guys. It's just another hour. And guys, I think to the tree guys, we just need to have like accurate, like hourly rates and understand how this whole process works. And to the adjusters, guys, we're making this also for you because the current software setup out there just doesn't reflect real world pricing. It just doesn't. It's in arrears. It doesn't reflect actual tree guys. It doesn't bring into consideration like emergency rates and like response times, and it doesn't track additional costs incurred. You know, there's all sorts of reasons why it doesn't. We won't go there on this video, but I hope this is helpful to both the tree services and the adjusters. Tree guys, if you want to join up, we're in beta right now. It's free to join up. Secondly, to the adjusters, if you have a job and you need a comparable drawn up, if it's a little bit past the date of this video on YouTube, hit me up. I'd love to get you a comparable on what the market conditions were at the time for like valid pricing. Thanks, guys. I hope this was helpful. Take care.